What's up? We are live. We're live, dealer. We're live. Anyway, welcome back to another Games Talk Live, folks. It's good to be with you today, especially today, because I have a very special guest, a very good friend of mine, Mr. Dealer Gaming. How you doing, man?
Oh, yes, sir. It's good to be here, man. And that was a hell of an intro. I like the track.
Yeah, good track. And, of course, you don't show your face, so...
no, I'm a skeleton. There's not much to see.
Exactly. So he's a skeleton, folks, and that's why we have a skeleton here. Some people were like, man, that's a great get. You're going to get him on camera. And I'm like, no, not quite. But yeah, I just want to say shout out to everybody who is currently here. Thank you for showing up. And I see a lot of familiar faces out there every week. The General C being one of them. Great guy, God's Geeks. Jigga J, Gaz, Assassin Lupa, all you guys, thank you for showing up today. I really appreciate it. Assassin Lupa became a channel member.
Ooh.
Awesome. Thank you very much for that, Lupa.
It's a big step for Lupa. We give shout out to Lupa.
It's a big step for Lupa, yeah, especially for me.
No, shout out to her.
She hates my guts. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Anyways, speaking about hating guts, Dealer, you and I hate each other. No.
Yeah, we
actually, do. Me and Dealer go way back now, about 4 years, man. Jeez. It's been a while. Anyways, we got together, not really knowing each other through, of course, RDX, the RDX podcast. And when that started up, of course, All Day got me kind of into this community. And he was, a friend of yours. And he brought me into the show with everybody else, Colt Eastwood, Luca. And the way we hit it off, I think, was pretty special. It was pretty cool because we didn't know each other much. I mean, we had one interaction before that, and that was on the GRG podcast, which I did first in the community. Shout out to K-Mega, Lady Infamous, and of course, Delilah HD. Though I had a blast on that show. But yeah, I was doing that show, and you were a guest, and a lot of people may not know this, but Dealer was guesting on the show, and I kind of tried to call Dealer out on something. And I basically was trying to call him out, and he said, well, you know what, why don't you just go look at my channel and then come back and talk to me? Really respectful. And I was like, whoa, okay. So I did. I went to his channel. I was searching for stuff, searching for all kinds of dirt and misinformation. I came back with like an apology and said, yeah, didn't really see what I thought I saw. But it was people that were circling around you at the time that were saying certain things. But yeah, that was our first interaction. And then all of a sudden to be, offered to be on RDX, it was really a big thing for me because, I mean, the show is just huge. It's a really...
Let me tell you a secret, Fonz.
What's up?
It's because of that interaction that I offered you that spot, because I like that kind of, I like that, There's people that are willing to kind of go in and actually check into things and not only for one, challenge you on something and offer a different opinion, but secondly, then come back and admit something like they were wrong, like we've all done on RDX podcast. So that's, that took and my room's a little echoey, by the way, chat, apologize. It's not really padded out yet, just moved. But again, that's kind of one of the big reasons that I respected you.
Yeah, I appreciate that. And, I still, to this day, I'm still that type of guy. You're that type of guy. And that's why I think some people in the community, a lot more for you, respect, us in the community for doing that sort of thing. I mean, we question Xbox. It's an Xbox-centric podcast. A lot of people don't listen out there, but with RDX, we constantly question Microsoft when it's due. And that's something that I've always preached. We need to question these companies no matter what your favorite console is. It doesn't matter. We always need to call them out for certain things, and we do that. And that's why I feel like RDX is such a great show, and why I would never just leave the show personally. It's just I love what we do.
Yeah, man. I mean, think if people watch, I like to have fun, right? I don't take it all that seriously. I like to make jokes about everything from the way the PlayStation 5 looks in my entertainment center to, Xbox doubling the price of Xbox Live over a pandemic, which we spoke out instantly on in multiple videos. A lot of people watch, but there's a lot of people that don't watch, and those that don't watch don't know, and that makes it easy for people like you and me, on Twitter. Hey, come back with the link. What are you saying that we said? But really, ultimately, it doesn't really matter. We do it for the guys in the chat, right? So these guys are every week. Iron Lord's in the chat. Shout out to Cognito and King and Addict. Yeah, all those guys. And Sovereign. I ain't forgetting Sovereign this time.
Of course. So the General C became a new member. Thank you very much for that, General. I appreciate it, man. I he's a good guy in the community, very respectful, great guy. Follow him, guys. He has a YouTube channel as well. Nano Polymath says, shout out to all the awesomeness here. Please accept my OnlyFans donation to keep the host fully clothed. Yes, he will stay fully clothed as a skeleton, though, however.
Left nipple reveal at 237,000 subscribers.
Iron Lords podcast, shout out to you guys. Cognito, I love everything you guys are doing over there with the Iron Lords. I just spent hours with you guys this morning as I was getting ready for my show, listening to what you guys had to say. And of course, you had the great Jake Baldino on the show. That was pretty cool. He says, salute to my brother Lord Fonz for doing his thing and my guy Lord Dealer, even though he plays 2K more than I play Destiny. All jokes.
I don't
Great
believe
to hear
that.
you on GTL. Yeah. You do play a lot of,
Hey,
2K
it's my
lately.
first basketball game. I got to catch up. All right.
But here's the thing. This is the thing about Dealer. He plays a lot of games. This guy buys almost everything that comes to Xbox. And it's crazy. Like, he'll buy games that are in Game Pass. Just,
Well, yeah, I like to own the games, right? So Game Pass is great, but that's it is what it is. It's got an audience, and it's a tremendous value. But I buy all the great Xbox, PlayStation games. I play all the multiplats on Xbox, so that's how I roll.
Yeah. This White Wolf is a new channel member. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. But yeah, so Dealer. So, I've been watching your channel for years since we started knowing each other from GRG. And I've noticed that with you, I wouldn't necessarily call it a maturation, although there probably is some maturity involved there, but we're still very immature, you and I both. I mean, we like to mess around, but I feel like your channel had become more focused and geared towards more the tech side. Would you say that was the evolution of your channel since the beginning, when you started to where you're at today? And why did you choose the tech side?
I chose tech because I was better at explaining it than I feel like anyone else around at the time, especially. And everything that was said with the Xbox One X had come out to be true, spot on, pretty much. And then the Series X, we're still seeing, the tools and drivers and all the APIs come together. So all that stuff, we'll hear that quote until it happens.
Oh, the tools. I remember that.
Yeah, the tools. And the developer comes out and talks about the tools, right? I don't want to talk about the damn tools. They're talking about the tools now, right? We just did it 6 months before they came out and talked about it. I'm just saying that with the tech stuff, I'm passionate about it. And when you talk about that kind of stuff, when you do YouTube, you need to do something that you're passionate about. You spend 100,000 hours doing this. And not everything you do is going to go great. A lot of stuff you do might go well or badly or phenomenally, but that you can't control. Just control the quality and really the passion at which you speak on. And tech was definitely that. I was an Xbox guy. I got a PC in 2011 because I got tired of waiting for the next generation, and I wanted to see what that stuff would look like. And then I took it from there, learned about everything inside of that little PC that I got, and expanded on that and tried to explain it the best I could, to people around me on YouTube. And then from there, just whatever I would release, I had an awesome group of people that would follow me around and check it out. So again, if you're here for the first time, subscribe to Fonzarelli and check out his stuff. Hit the like button. Share it out.
Yeah, I appreciate that, guys. And of course, I got Truckle Chuckle in the house saying, "Hey, Fonz and Dealer, have a great show and eat some Fruity Pebbles." Yeah, we do like the Fruity Pebbles. So does
Jim Ryan stopping by next.
Yeah. Colt says, Fonz and Dealer.
Yeah. Shout out to Colt, Psychonauts.
Shout out to those guys. Great friends. So I just think that your channel has just evolved so much because, again, I looked back at some of your older videos to what you've become today, and that whole evolution, that process, that the editing and everything that you've come to be now, and your sound, everything is so good that I just really commend you for it, man. Like, honestly, one of the best on YouTube. And honestly, I say it all the time. You and Colt are just amazing at doing that sort of thing. And that's why a lot of Xbox guys gravitate to your channels, because you guys do it best. Honestly.
Well, it's definitely, as you know, because you do some of the best work in the community as well. It's time consuming, definitely. It's more than 40 hours a week if you're doing it and you're engaging and everything. It's but of course I owe that to Colt stepping the bar up and kind of showing, hey, this is better depending on your kind of take and what you like, I'm going to mix it with my own personality and do my editing the way I want to do it with the time that I have right now. And, that's kind of the product is my own kind of spin on it and dumb little jokes. And again, you've got your own little flair, right? So, I mean, this channel is just a matter of time. If you stay consistent, you're going to blow up, brother.
Yeah, I appreciate it, man. And now we're going to do something I like to do on my channel. And of course, that being 5 questions. All right. I got that 80s flair going on, that weird game show vibe here. Welcome to the show, dealer, and welcome to the 5 questions trivia. So this is actually 4 trivia questions, and 1 is very subjective. I give it to the same one to all the guests at the end. But first question is going to be full title of the 5th title in the Elder Scrolls series. So what's the full title of the 5th title in the Elder Scrolls series?
The full title of the 5th title would be the Elder Scrolls V Skyrim.
Correct, sir. 1 right. First Nintendo console to use optical discs.
Optical discs. Wouldn't that be that would be the GameCube, right?
Correct. Largest French video game development studio and publisher out there.
Ubisoft.
All right, here's one. Private Martin was a playable character in which popular game?
Private Martin.
Private Martin.
Crap.
Popular protagonist in what popular game?
Can I phone a troglodyte?
No, you cannot phone anyone, sir.
Okay, well, I don't know.
That would be Call of Duty, sir.
Well, I mean, I figured it would be Call of Duty, but you got to know the exact one, right?
Okay, music stops for this one. This, of course, being the one subjective question. And, of course, I ask this of all my guests. And this could be, it's favorite gaming experience of all time. Either experience or favorite game. It's up to you, but of all time.
Oh, God. Again, I say this all the time on my own podcast. It's got to be God of War 2018 or Witcher 3.
Oof,
games like that.
Great ones, man.
And I got both, games and experiences. The old Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare era of Xbox Live, something we don't have anymore. It's dead. That kind of that nostalgia around getting in parties with your friends and game chat was alive still. Party chat killed it, unfortunately, but
yeah,
that whole era was magical.
It really was. And speaking of game chat, I don't know if you tried Back for Blood out. But
yes,
I tried it out yesterday, and we can talk about this a bit. I got into with just random people, and I got some video on this too as well. I recorded some video for my channel. But as I'm in there, I'm hearing people talking, and man, I just wanted to shut them off so fast and go to a party chat because it's worse than ever. It has. It's worse than ever before. I'm hearing these little kids talking. I'm hearing grown adults just yelling F-bombs at these kids. Like, it's just ridiculous, man. Like,
okay, maybe Party Chat didn't kill Game Chat. Maybe Party Chat didn't kill it after all.
It made it better because I'd rather play that game with friends, definitely. And it's a game I definitely would play with friends. That's what I found out about it. As I was playing it, I was like, I could see having a lot of fun in there with you, Colt, some other guys in the community.
Game Pass.
Yeah. It looks really enticing. It plays great. It doesn't play well. It plays okay on the One X because my son tried it on the One X, but it pales in comparison to the Series X. I mean, it really does.
Everything does.
So, how did you like Back for Blood?
Back for Blood. I'll be honest. The group that I was running with, I didn't know them because I had 45 minutes to play the game before I had to leave. And they were running through the level so fast, I felt like I was playing with Usain Bolt. Like, I didn't have time to go look around, and I was always low in ammo, right? So I was always picking something new up, which was not, a horrible thing, but I feel like I need to delve more so into the card system.
Yeah.
And I would like to play with some actual people that probably, that I actually know, right?
Definitely. So we'll squad up, definitely. When that
the dead zones, I will speak on this. The dead zones on the game, you can adjust them right on the sticks, and they're not to my liking particularly. I want more options there. I want that aiming could be a little better in my opinion, but
it's not as bad as that dinosaur game though.
Oh, nothing's as bad as Second Extinction's Dead Zones at launch.
Yeah, That one is not great. Tony Bryant says, Fonz and Dealer, always a great duo. Love to see it. Watching the growth of you both has been great. Thank you, man. I appreciate it.
Shout out to Tony.
Tony's another channel member, of course. Yeah, that's the thing about Back for Blood, though. It's basically just Left 4 Dead 3. I mean, that's what it is. And a lot of people are excited about this, yet the PvP, I didn't play any of that, but I heard that wasn't very good from quite a few people in the community. But I'm sure they'll improve on it. My son didn't like it as well, and he's a big PvP guy.
The PvP. What are you're just going at other humans? Or are they mixing in the zombies or what?
And you could be zombies. Yeah, you can be a zombie and, humans, whatever. It's different. You could be like a special zombie and come after, the guys and stuff. And I don't
maybe
know.
Someone in the chat played it and had a good experience with it.
Yeah, maybe. But look, it's going to be on Game Pass, and it's a game that you and I will definitely play together for sure.
Yeah.
So let's talk about something. Let's talk about Gamescom real quick. So Gamescom's coming up. Of course, Xbox is kicking it off on the 24th at 10 a.m. Pacific time, and they're going to be showing who knows what. Any kind of thought process on, or thoughts on what they might show?
They're supposed to give us some more details on some of their bigger titles coming up. And unlike the little Twitch stream live event with the indie games, Gamescom is supposed to be a little bit more, at least somewhat more focused on their limelight titles, right?
Yeah.
At least some information might drop there or supposed to drop there.
Would you think that, or do you think that they should at least give us a release date for Halo Infinite? It seems like a perfect place to do it, in my opinion.
Yeah, I feel like 100%, especially after we had the 343 developer on the show, right? I didn't know Joe worked there for that long until after he was on the show. But I mean, from him, he seemed like, they weren't worried about competition. So I don't know exactly why they haven't given the date yet. But yeah, they should drop it sooner than later for sure.
Yeah. By the way, the Ashen Lucas says, "Hey boo, played Back for Blood with friends. It's okay. Got to play more. Hope y'all have a good show. And hey, big bro dealer."
Hey.
Did you play the PvP though, Luca? If you did, and you're saying it was okay, that's cool. But yeah, going back to Gamescom, I just think that they need to show a release date because it's getting too close, man. I mean, we're already heading closer and closer towards September. Before you know it, Halloween will be here. Before you know it, holiday season. Boom. And that's all they've given us so far.
Bro, the X has been out for almost a year now already.
Yeah, isn't it nuts?
And the DVR is still broken.
I still use it. It's okay, but yeah, there is problems with it. Jason Ronald, I know you're not listening to this show, but on RDX, we talk about it all the time. Please, I mean, we need to do something about some of that stuff. I'm still getting white flashing in my recordings.
You can't even watch them. The dimness issue is still an issue. There's no issue. No sound on some clips. You try to trim them, your Xbox explodes and some shrapnel onto your family. The typical issues, yeah.
So the multiplayer of Halo Infinite, I know you didn't get to play it in the first flighting round, but
I did not. I was moving, unfortunately. But
yeah. Do you think they'll show at Gamescom more of the Halo Infinite campaign?
I don't think they need to do anything, but I think that,
I think they should, though. Honestly,
I mean, I think they should have you just drop the game or, give me the game, damn it. That's what I think that they should do, but, I don't think it's the smartest thing. I don't think they need to do necessarily anything in particular because right now, the more they show, the track record shows that people try to spin that and take it and turn it into, they're shooting fruit out there right now, Fonzarelli.
Yeah.
All right. So,
or
who knows?
They're shooting, windows and cars and Back for Blood. And I even tried to shoot some stuff off a shelf and it didn't work.
See, it's rubbing off, We can't have you out there shooting all the fruit.
I mean, I did the same thing with Gears 5. I was shooting stuff off tables and stuff just to see how it would react. It's something that's cool when you see great, animation, really fine detail in animation. But if it's not there in a big game that's really beautiful and stuff, I don't care.
But hey, there's also something else worth noting with Back for Blood here. Me and Lethal Pop, my shout out to him, he's a mod on my channel as well. We were trying to play Back for Blood multiplayer, and Xbox Live has been having a little bit of issues here lately, Fonz.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So with some people, it's logins, purchases, stuff like that. But we could not play the game together, unfortunately. So that's why I was with some randoms.
Yeah. So basically, concerning Gamescom, though, we really don't have any idea what exactly they're going to show. I mean, you haven't heard anything behind the scenes, right?
I haven't asked. I haven't had time.
Yeah.
But what I'll say is that I wouldn't expect anything crazy. Right now, we know they're releasing. Hey, if anything, they might go in more depth on some Game Pass stuff and maybe Halo, maybe. But right now, we know what's coming out, and that's Halo Infinite. That's Forza Horizon 5, and their Game Pass lineup.
Where's Scorn?
Scorn is.
Should they show that? I mean, that's one of them I think that they should show. Or Crossfire X. That one too, man. Everybody's been talking about that.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Crossfire X is the campaign. I'm guessing this being held up by Remedy, per typical fashion. They're kind of running late on some stuff. But the multiplayer's being done by that massive Chinese studio, I think. And
shout out to the massive Chinese studio.
Shout out to massive Chinese studio. They make such great titles. And then you've got Scorn, with the wall dribble and whatnot. That I don't know where that's at, but I saw some really, really high quality footage from that. It looks phenomenal. Like it looks a lot better than it did the other footage I saw.
But aside from that, here's what I want them to show. Okay, it's not necessarily what they will show. I kind of highly doubt it, but I wish they would show gameplay, maybe or something. Maybe not gameplay, but something that shows you what the gameplay may be about in Redfall and even Starfield. Those are the two games I'd like to see more on.
Redfall is apparently less than a year away.
Yeah, it's less than a year away, so they could show something. But
they're supposed to release next summer, chat. I don't know if that's feasible. I mean, it's kind of they haven't worked on anything since 2017, right, Fonz? Prey was their last game, I think.
Yeah. Indie Gamer says, bring on the gunk. Nobody's talking about the gunk either. That's another game that's supposed to be out relatively soon, I think.
Yeah.
One game that escaped my mind that I was, talking about it on RDX, I said, man, Far Cry 6 is supposed to drop in October. And that's one that slipped under the radar in my mind anyway. And I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah. The co-op, it does have co-op story. I'm assuming the other several since 4 have, right? So... Yep. That one could be a lot of fun with a friend for sure.
Yeah, fun with a friend. That's
fun with a friend in a rocket pack.
All right, so we are going to talk about something here that, let me get something set up here because I'm a buffoon with this tech stuff, but I will definitely get this up on screen. We are going to discuss. Got to share this.
Look at the DBX in the background doing work.
Yeah. All right. So, Phil Spencer doesn't want to copy Sony's strategy with single-player blockbuster games. You heard it, folks. He just doesn't want to do it. And, of course, the narrative out there is that he just, so he doesn't want to do any game like Sony because, of course, this article being as slanted as it is, because that's what it is. I mean, it's totally slanted. They took a quote from a Games Radar interview with Phil Spencer, brought that quote into here to stir up some controversy.
Hang on, Fonz. There's people that actually ran with this?
Yes.
What?
Yes.
Oh, my God.
Okay. So let's go into Phil's quotes. Right here he says, our strategy is not to just go be like someone else. I get a push sometimes of, where's your version of this game or that game? I've been in the industry a long time. I have a ton of respect for creators on all platforms, and I know many, many of them. But it's good if we are doing something different than what other platforms are doing. We are not in the business of just trying to create a green version of somebody else's blue or red colored platform. That's not the example of creativity that I want to see in the games industry.
So what part of this could they even run with? I mean, I don't understand.
Okay, so basically what's being ran with, and you can answer what you feel here, is that he's saying that they're basically not going to make a big story-driven third-person single-player game.
What?
Yeah.
They're making several of those right now.
Oh, really? Why do you say that?
Because he literally said this like not even a month ago. They're making more of these games than they ever have in their history.
Really?
I feel like what?
Okay, so I listened to a podcast today and about lost so many brain cells that I just couldn't deal with it. And look, shout out to the guys on the podcast. I'm cool with these people, but at the same time, I'm not cool with spreading misinformation. And I think they cherry picked an article that came out just this July where Phil Spencer had indeed said that they are making many more games like this than ever before. And we're going to get into that here, dealer. I want to share this little gem here, that article that they brought up, mind you, but they cherry picked.
Oh.
It was cherry picked. And I'll show you which part they cherry picked first.
Put the cherries down, gentlemen.
And we're going Star Wars style here, people. Star Wars style. Back to the 80s. Now it says, the thing is, building a gigantic self-contained narrative game is riskier now than it has ever been. To get a team of hundreds of developers working for several years on a project requires a budget in the hundreds of millions of dollars. Unlike an evolving game such as Sea of Thieves or No Man's Sky, you get one shot at making an impact with a narrative adventure. They took that part and they said, see, he even said it in July in this article.
No.
He's saying that he wants to, and one guy on the panel even said, they just want to make more Minecraft games. And I was like, where do you guys see this? They didn't further expand on this article. Says, however, Spencer sees an opportunity in using modern platforms and technologies to test out ideas and build a community of fans before release. At last month's E3 trade show, Microsoft revealed that it was planning to combine Game Pass with its... Okay, that's irrelevant. But you go back, this same article, this is what it starts off like, people. And this is what I don't understand. Why people don't read whole articles anymore. So here it says, where does it leave the single-player narrative adventure, the blockbuster genre that brought us titles such as Metal Gear Solid, Red Dead Redemption, and Mass Effect? It's a genre that Sony has supported through funding the studios that makes games such as The Last of Us, Spider-Man, and God of War. But Microsoft has focused its efforts on cross-platform connected games as symbolized by the mammoth Minecraft. That's where they get the Minecraft part. Is there still room for traditional forms of narrative games on Xbox Series X? Well, folks, he answered. The same article, mind you. He answers right here. He says, where does it leave the genre? Okay. Oh, wait. I already
so you're reading that so easy, huh, Fonz?
I already read that one. Anyways, where's my video?
He basically said that, hey, we're doing more of these than we ever have.
Yeah. You know what? It messed up.
Yeah.
Damn it. Anyway, folks, he answered and said they're making more of these types of games than ever before. It's right there in the article. Right there in the article.
And we'll link the article just so you guys have the source of this.
The article.
For sure.
You're going to get the source because it's just that silly to me. The fact that he says everything in that article and they just cherry pick certain things and say, well, they just want to build more Minecraft games. It's ridiculous. Mm-hmm. So based on this most recent statements, what do you feel about it?
I feel like people have a hard time learning how to look a little deeper into things. We've all made mistakes, right? We've all kind of run with something that we didn't understand fully or saw a part of it or didn't get the whole story. But after having people like Aaron Greenberg on our own show, even RDX, right? And we're sitting there asking him not only about the $70 games thing and all this other stuff, but we're asking him, I point blank ask him, hey, what about people like Bethesda making Elder Scrolls? Are they going to have the time that they've always had, even though the game's going to Game Pass day one, all this crap? Are they going to be able to take their time and build the games they want to build over and over and over and over? These guys tell us, yes, you can build it. If they need 5 years, they can take 5 years is literally what I asked them. Yeah. And, not only that, but Rod Ferguson, Phil Spencer, these other developers from Ninja Theory and so on are all saying that we can build the games that we want to build and we don't have to worry about money anymore. We don't have to worry about taking a risk. And Microsoft are not the only ones that want to build a game that might have an online component. Keep that in mind. Redfall is a product of Arcane. That is a multiplayer game at its core. these developers also want to build these types of games too and experiment and have fun with these things. It doesn't mean they're stuck that way forever. They won't come back to what they like, but they like, people coming in out of those studios, right? So the ideas. And I think that with something like this, after so many different developers saying the same, after management itself saying the same, and they've been very transparent, I feel like this is common sense. And when you got 30 plus teams, right? Some of these studios have multiple teams.
Here it is, bro. Here it is.
Yeah,
I think we're probably building more of those now than we've been in the history of Xbox. Platform holders, whether that platform is a subscription or a hardware device or a store, are actively investing in new and probably more risky things. Because if it works, we get value out of bringing players into the ecosystem. And that's just it. The question is, are they willing to risk that amount of money to put games that expensive and, that big, Blockbuster-wise, into Game Pass? He says right there, they are willing to take those risks. They are building more games like that than ever before. Because, again, they want Game Pass to be an entire ecosystem filled of various types of games to attract various types of gamers.
Yeah.
So it's simple. Like you said, Dealer, it's common sense. Why do we keep having to fight people over common sense?
You can't fix stupid. I'll just say it. And time and time again, if you're constantly searching for negative aspects when in the same article you're contradicting everything you say without reading down, half a page, that's a problem. And I guess the people will go, I suppose, where they feel like, accuracy is. And, let them speak their piece, I guess. I don't know. There's not much you can do about it. That's the problem.
USO Vinny says, the fact that people were saying games like Forza and Halo are AA because of this quote shows how desperate they want to see Xbox to fail. And that's 100% true. People saying that sort of stuff are just weird. The fact remains that Halo Infinite has cost them quite a bit of money to make. They're putting a lot of eggs into the Halo Infinite basket, wouldn't you say?
They're putting Master Chief and his whole family in that basket, right? Like, you've got a situation where not only Halo Infinite, but Slipspace, all their investment there, right, which isn't $500 million, but it's a lot, right? People don't understand that quote exactly. But then you've got the next Forza Horizon 5, which looks stunning. Then you've got all of these investments into third party, which are equally as important.
Well, you don't even have to go to third party. You can look at Starfield. I mean, and people say, we don't know what that's going to be like. Listen, it's a big Todd Howard backed game, and we know that he goes all out for like the Fallout series, not Fallout 76, mind you, but that's a completely different thing.
4 times the detail.
Elder Scrolls, the series, Elder Scrolls.
They do know Elder Scrolls is going to be Elder Scrolls, right? And that's going into Game Pass day and date. So.
Fable. There's all kinds of games that the first party guys are creating, Redfall, that are going to be blockbuster games. Now, when I look at this quote, I just feel like he's saying they don't want exact copies of this or that. He wants to have various types of games and be different in that regard, because Sony indeed does bank on the third-person action adventure.
Look, this is very simple. Like, he's saying, because people are saying, like, where is your version of The Last of Us? That's what people are literally saying to him on Twitter, right? He's saying, we're not just going to have Schmoll and Belly running through and have our own version of The Last of Us 2. Exactly. We're going to build the games our creators want to build and what they're passionate about, right? So we can't really make a one-to-one to Nathan Drake and Uncharted. We're not going to do that kind of stuff. I mean, it's cut and dry, and if you don't understand this, then that's a massive problem. Like, stop speaking, unplug your keyboard stuff.
And that's the problem I have. Like, I feel bad when I make a video or here, I just did it a couple of weeks back or a week back when I was on with Gaming Forte. I had said something that was misinformation. I wasn't thinking, had a brain fart, and I felt bad about it. And I told friends of mine, like, man, I felt bad about doing that. I immediately, as soon as that video processed, I put a pinned comment there saying, sorry, I said this wrong. I meant this. And I left it there for people to understand. And nobody commented on it because they saw the pinned comment. Okay, cool. At least you're not spreading misinformation. But a lot of people have an issue with spreading misinformation based off articles like this that are completely slanted, which, that
they
is
are aimed at those same people that spread the information. The guy who wrote this article said, there's a certain group of people out there that don't really care about the whole truth, and they're not going to seek it. They're not even going to read to the bottom to see if I wrote it. I'm going to go ahead and do this, and they're going to share the hell out of this.
Yeah. Rand calls them sad dad walking sims.
Sad dad walking sims.
I love those sad dad walking sims. Whatever you call it, I love Sony's games. I do. Most of them I freaking love. So I'm waiting for a Ghost of Tsushima, the DLC. That comes out next week, I believe, or the week after. I'm not sure, but I'm going to get it day one because I want to play it. But it doesn't excuse the lack of thought from people, from gamers out there spreading misinformation like this. Just, really take in the article, comprehend things for once, and stop spreading BS because, it's bad for the community. It's bad for gamers to hear this because they do have people that run with it. Oh, so-and-so said this, so it's got to be true. And that's just a problem in the community. And it might sound like we're damage controlling here, damn it, but that's not.
Yeah, I mean, it really doesn't. To anybody who knows the reality of the factuals of the factualizations, I mean, this is just facts.
I like to call it, putting out the right information because I'm hearing too much just weirdness around this quote, which, Phil Spencer, I believe, is one of the most misquoted executives ever. I really do believe
that's because he's quoted by the most misquoting fan base ever.
Yeah.
That's why.
Nanopolymath says, why doesn't PlayStation try to make a quality copy of Halo or Forza? Each platform has their own direction in games. If they all made the same or copies, it'll be the end of gaming as we know it. And you've got a lot of truth to that, I own a Sony PlayStation 5 because of their exclusives. So that's why I own that there. Do me and Dealer want a third-person action adventure game similar to Sony's games? Sure. Do I think that they'll make that at some point? Yes, I do. Right now, we got what we got.
And when you say similar, though, right? I mean, because you got to remember, there's people all over the place that'll take that and just like Phil Spencer, you're going to do Phil Spencer. We're basically saying we want a quality action adventure.
I'll tell you right now, and I said it in the comment section of this podcast, and basically got chastised for even mentioning this, in the chat, mind you, by zealots. I said, Indiana Jones could technically be their Uncharted. We don't know. So, And that's the truth. It could. It might not be, but it could be. And that's just something that, we can only speculate on at this point. But it's not like they don't have games like that we know are coming.
And it's not that they don't already have really quality, like Gears 5, quality single-player campaign. Halo Infinite's got, a beautiful single-player campaign that I really look forward to checking out. Yeah, I mean,
Gears 4 and 5.
They're hammering them out there. They've announced Avowed, they've announced Fable, but those aren't necessarily action-adventure, depending on what they're doing. We don't know. So right now we're just saying more single-player, mature, narrative-driven single-player games. I don't think that's like being like Sony. I think that's just being a gamer and wanting some of those experiences or more of them on your platform because we have a ton of multiplayer stuff as well. And Microsoft tended to do both. Like Gears 5 had a massive multiplayer, but a really, really good campaign as well. I think Microsoft do both better than anyone.
Yeah. Sorry, wrong one. 9 Lives said, I was there, Fonz. That podcast was sad. Indeed, the way they steered that narrative, it was sad. It was sad. But, I don't want to really, I'm not harping on everybody there. It's just that, if you're going to spread some narrative or whatever you're doing, please don't spread misinformation. It doesn't help anything.
Just wear a face mask while you're watching it.
Yeah. So, let's move on and let's talk a bit about, now this was interesting. So this weekend is a technical test for Battlefield 2042. I don't know if you got involved in that. Did they send you anything or no?
They did send me an email. Yeah.
Okay. So Battlefield 2042 tech test, for the Series X and the PC was a go, but the PS5 was canceled due to a critical issue. Now, the DICE's lead community manager said, his name was Adam Freeman, or is Adam Freeman. He said, we've already identified a critical issue with our submitted build on PlayStation 5 and have notified folks that we will not be testing the PlayStation 5 this weekend. What do you think that could be, being a tech guy? Like, I don't
It probably fell off the shelf and broke like mine. No, mine still works.
I know it's all speculative here, but
yeah, I'm not sure. It's kind of like Returnal, right?
First time we've seen. I mean, to me, I recall some other devs saying they were having technical issues with the PlayStation 5, and I'm just like, what is going on? Like,
I'm not sure. It seems to be a lot of what they're used to with the PS4, PS4 Pro developer environment. The performance is inked out pretty quickly, pretty easily. But there are also some other system level issues, like the Returnal developers were talking about. We can't control this crashing issue. It's on Sony's OS level. We can't really mess with it.
Speaking of that, by the way, I've talked to friends that do play Returnal. That crashing is still there. They're Sony guys too. Yeah.
Oh, well, shout out to them for being honest about that. And Call of Duty, the 120 frames mode, apparently you don't have HDR. Nano Polymath told me about that. There's weird system level issues that could be because of certain things they've decided to implement, or maybe it's, maybe Sony just aren't ready to kind of unlock everything in the OS or performance-wise. I'm not really sure. I don't know enough about it.
Yeah, I don't know enough about it either. I just thought it was really weird that you hear things like this sometimes coming from the developers, and I'm like, what gives, man? This is just like a tech test. You'd think that they'd be able to run the tech test this weekend.
Maybe it's just not ready. Maybe performance is unstable.
Maybe.
Perhaps.
Maybe they fried their system with
maybe it caught on fire.
Drive. Who knows? No, I'm just kidding. No, I'm not spreading that crap. Anyways, I just thought it was interesting, and you being a tech guy, I thought maybe you'd have something more insight into that. But
no, I'm just guessing that I'm just guessing it's very, very unoptimized at this moment, and maybe they just said, you know what, we can't have guys out there playing at 40 frames per second, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, exactly.
Xbox's lead platform for Battlefield right now, or not lead, but when it comes to consoles, that's where they're putting their kind of optimization efforts right now, early stages. So maybe that could be why.
Yeah. So have you played any of Hades yet?
I have not played any of Hades yet, and I actually just downloaded that.
Okay, so I recorded some gameplay footage that you see now. Hopefully it's not just a stuttering, clay animation type studio mess on my screen. But anyway, I'm enjoying it. I don't like roguelike games, but I'm really enjoying this one because it's fair. It gives you a lot of progression. That it doesn't take everything away from you as you progress. If you die, it does take away your weapons and stuff like that. But you get so many different varieties of things that you can add to your weapons, skills and stuff like that you can do. That it just makes it fun as you're playing through this. So I just really enjoy it. It looks good. It feels good. Like, to me, it's one of the smoothest feeling games I've played yet on a console.
Who developed this?
Who is the developer? I don't even know the
Chat could probably help us out.
Chat, who is the developer for this game? But anyway,
and tell us, why did it take so long to get that expansion SSD? Tell us.
Yeah, it's a really, really quality title. And here's the thing. It was a Game of the Year, winner last year in a lot of Game of the Year nominations and stuff. Because not everybody is looking at just the Keeleys when it comes to Game of the Year.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So it won Game of the Year last year in a lot of polls, and a lot of people love this game. And for it to come to Game Pass, that's a really big move. Like that's
Psychonauts says Supergiant Games, as well as games. Some of the other guys there. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Psychonauts, Mav, Ali, all you people.
Yeah.
Great. But yeah, it looks so awesome and feels so good, man. I wish you would have tried it because a lot of people are having a blast with it. But my main focus here is the fact that it's within Game Pass now, and we're seeing a lot of multiplats hit Game Pass day and date. Or this ain't day and date, but we're seeing a lot of great multiplats hit Game Pass. And I think this is something that is just going to continue.
Was this released on Xbox? Was this day and date, or was this like on Xbox?
This is the first time it's hit Xbox and PlayStation.
So on console, it's day and date.
Well, Switch had it.
Okay, so on consoles that people give a shit right here.
Come on,
I'm just kidding.
Yeah. But
so basically, like when it hit Xbox, it was day and date on that console, though, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So I mean, being in Game Pass is huge, and I just love the fact that. I say it all the time. Call me a shill, if you will, people. But I love Game Pass, and when I say it, I mean it. It offers so much value, in my opinion. I've been playing so many great indie titles lately that honestly, it's keeping me entertained in between the big titles like Ghost of Tsushima DLC and Halo Infinite.
You're leaving out a big part of the story, though, Fonz, and this is why they can believe you even more. You did not like things like Game Pass when it was first announced. I mean, this is That's something that you know, people, you got to remember this.
Yep.
I think that's even cooler because you're such a fan now after seeing the value and how this stuff works and seeing things sell more, and it doesn't hurt the industry. And it doesn't hurt developers, and developers aren't next to you at the stop sign with a cup out.
Yeah,
you're seeing the positive effects here, and you've been on both sides of the coin. So I think that makes you even more credible when it comes to this.
Yeah, I definitely, when this first came out, I was like, I'm embarrassed to say this, but I was saying stuff like it's the indoctrination into digital gaming, and digital gaming is horrible and all this stuff. And I'm embarrassed to say it now because I am a big fan of digital gaming now. And that's not just because of Xbox, mind you. That honestly, it's due to my wallet because I've seen savings there. When you have a lot of kids in the house and you've got multiple consoles and you finally discover game sharing and digital games, it's mind-blowing.
Saves a lot of money, really. It does save you some money.
So I'm very happy with that now. But yeah, I used to be a hater of all this type of stuff. And, I'm a believer now.
You weren't like some of these guys out there, though, like doing podcasts, spreading bullshit with some articles, though.
No.
You had your doubts.
I've never been that crazy, but I just want to, back in the day, I did make videos saying, I don't like this, and just stated my opinion, didn't tell everybody, don't do it, because I feel the same way about $70 games. Like, that's not for me. I don't like $70 games, but if you want to spend your money on $70, that's up to you. I can't put the place value on these products for you. I can only do it for myself. And for me, it's not worth the price.
Yeah.
So, but Hades, great little game. I mean, just look at it. It's so pretty and so
I did try Art of Rally. I don't know if you guys tried that.
How did you like that?
For a little top-down racing game, it's pretty. The physics on it aren't super horrible. So if you tried it, turn the assists off and give it a whack.
Neil B says, I love Game Pass Ultimate. I've bought quite a few games all because of Game Pass Ultimate. And that's the thing. That's what Phil Spencer preaches all the time. Just because people are within Game Pass doesn't mean that they don't buy those games. That people see, the developers see a lot of engagement. Because it's not just Phil. It's the developers that say it as well. There's a lot of engagement surrounding their games, and they buy them. So that's amazing. To know that happens. But that's why this whole question about sustainability with Game Pass is just really just dumb. I mean, let it play out. And even if it became unsustainable, folks, enjoy it. Like, we're consumers. Why are we so wrapped up in what they're making? I right now I could care less what Microsoft makes.
Well, it ain't got nothing to do with what they're making. Like, they're making what they're making. The developers that bring their stuff into Game Pass, they know what they're in for. They've already been told they can make what they want, and they third parties already agreed to a set amount and a contract before they do throw that title in Game Pass, and they've all been happy. Pretty much every single one of them. So that's something they agreed to before any of that happens.
That's true. It's just it's that kind of conversation is lost on me when they talk about Game Pass in that way, because I've always been about the consumer, about my own wallet, and when I talk about this stuff, I always get that pushback from them, like, how are you going to say this about this, because it's where I said, did I say anything about you? I'm talking about myself as a consumer here. I don't believe in this or that. And that's all it stems from when I talk about stuff is from my standpoint, from my viewpoint. I don't like to push things on people. So when I say I love Game Pass, folks, that doesn't mean you need to love Game Pass or you need to come to me and say, I hate Game Pass. It doesn't make sense. But they do it. They do it.
It's opinion war time on Twitter.
Yeah. Last thing I want to cover here with you is this whole Blue Box situation. So have you kept up on this at all? Because I could fill you in on some stuff. Please
tell me they didn't say, we're doing the reveal for sure this time, and then it happened again.
Okay, so they did that.
Did they really do that?
2 days later, they said that they were going to, show it. So everybody was on that app, and they showed exactly like the 3 seconds or whatever video of the dude walking by, and then it went to black, faded to black, and said, trailer coming soon.
Oh my God. Didn't somebody in our chat on Tuesday say that someone on Twitter, I think it was Lethal that was reading it off in the party chat. Somebody on Twitter was saying that they are basically some type of scam that they've pulled out of Kickstarters and that they've done this stuff over and over.
Since 2015, they've said they were releasing games, didn't release the games, and people are still running with the fact that these people could be Kojima. There's still people saying this. And didn't
they come out and say they're not working with Kojima?
No, of course not. But I think everything they've tried to make them seem like they were, Kojima by saying, our game starts with an S, ends with an L, Silent Hill. The guy's name in Turkish, it means Kojima or whatever. And it was just like some weird stuff. Like they played this up to make it look like they could possibly be working with Kojima. And here's the thing, even if they release a game at this point, everybody's going to be severely disappointed and upset that the fact that they aren't Kojima number one, the people that are waiting for Kojima to come out of nowhere. But then again, the other people that don't even give a crap about this game anymore because of what they've done so far. So they're just digging themselves a huge hole. And I don't understand it because they're not selling anything. Like they're not making money. So what's the deal?
They're selling hype and they're gaining followers.
But why would you want to do it based on this?
Why would you want to do it that way? Yeah, it's like, I don't get it. I don't understand.
It's a very weird move, but it's just something that keeps coming up. People are like talking about this, and you got guys in the community that have like their whole channel is like, this is what's surrounding it now. It's just Blue Box and Blue Box theories. Oh, it could be this. It's Kojima. Look how they're doing this, guys. It's like, no, stop. It's at this point, I feel like they're just the biggest trolls in the industry.
Yeah, I would say that you were quite literally spot on right there. I don't know of any other game developer. What's the last game they made?
I don't know.
Chad, and of course, you are the most helpful resource in the world. There's 200 of you there, by the way. Shout out to 200 people watching us. Hit the like button if you haven't. I got to do that for Fonz. But let us know what the last game Blue Box made was.
Yeah, I'm looking it up. Blue Box. Man. So here's the thing. I'll pull it up on screen here.
We're already getting, they haven't made a game.
Really? Haven't made a game. Well.
Ooh, Others Inc.'s here. Shout out to you, buddy.
What's up, Others Inc.? Appreciate you. So, all right, it should be up on the screen now.
They never made a game. We get another one.
All right. So here, well, you can't really read it, but it's in small print. Let me see if I can put.
Hold Control and scroll up on the mouse. That'll blow it up.
So in 2015, they announced a horror game called Rewind, delayed the playable teaser for this game because of technical issues, mind you. Sound familiar? Does. Then they canceled the Kickstarter altogether. 2015 again, they announced a PC exclusive horror game, The Lost Tape, said that they will start a stream gameplay soon, and they never came. They deleted the website. Wow.
They are quite literally really a scam. They really are.
Yeah.
I mean, first when I saw this out there, I was like, come on, people, come on. I mean, this shit happens. But then after hearing what Lethal was saying, plus what you're saying, chat, you got to agree. Insane. They really are scam box.
It's insane. And there's still people running with hope that these people are Kojima. That's how insane this all is. I don't get the level of, I don't want to say stupid, but how can you believe in this?
Denial. That's the word.
Yeah. And being so gullible.
Dark CMF in Super
Dark
Chat,
CMF says maybe they are getting ready to sell and generating hype. It makes no sense on the surface, as you said. Yeah, it really doesn't.
It's a long acquisition deal. 6 years.
Huge. Yeah, exactly. And what are they really selling here? I heard that they put out like little tiny videos of stuff that any developer, it's like starter tools, like they show like starter graphics or something.
Like basically like asset packs?
Like asset packs. They've been showing some of that. For this game.
Oh, that game's fire.
So, I mean, look, I don't think Kojima would go through the trouble of messing with this at all. It's stupid. I don't think he would do it. That's just my take on it. So, I don't think it's Kojima. Folks.
I don't think Kojima knows these guys' name.
Yeah, and it's funny because Yoshida, he on Twitter, when Abandon was having technical issues, he typed himself. He put it up on his Twitter. He said,
So you have Sony calling out Blue Box for being frauds.
Yoshida's like,
In their own fan base that can't put it together, but Yoshida's like, huh?
And my question is, like, I asked this of Zocker because I don't know the technical side of this or what you could do with this power, if you want to call it that. But being able to put an app like that on Sony's PlayStation 5, downloading an app to show your game or whatever, I mean, what do you have to do to get that up there? And I'm not even talking on the tech side, but don't you think that they would have to get it approved by Sony before they put it up there?
So, again, I'm out of the box on this. So they have an app you have to download to see the trailer or the teaser? Or
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, they are basically just trying to get people's information. Keep in mind, Radio Shack, when they went out of business, sold 15 million emails and phone numbers to AT&T. I mean, information is worth money. And if you can get somebody's information like this, that's probably millions of people that maybe downloaded that app. For one, they've got your information. And secondly, they could even run some type of advertising or something on that application as well. I don't know Sony's terms of use there.
Because now they have empty boxes saying trailer coming soon. And the next one is like gameplay or whatever. And they just have all these empty boxes for stuff to come within the app. So people are holding on to this app on their PlayStations. I'm not going to download it. I don't give a crap anyway, but it's just weird to me.
Nine Live says, can you blame them? They have no new games, no E3. That's pretty savage, man. But, that's not Sony, though. That's Blue Box, just to be clear. Even Sony's like, calling them out on this.
To be fair, they've had a lot of games come out. Sony's had more AAAs that have come out this year.
Well, they're going to get crushed. For the rest of this year, they're getting crushed, and Microsoft are going to take it easily, in my opinion. But they've had some games come out.
For sure. The end of the year, all they have right now is like Kena,
which isn't even theirs, right? If we're talking third parties, they've already been crushed. So.
Yeah, Kena is a game that will be on the Xbox as well. I think I'm hearing that it's only a 3-month exclusive, by the way. A 3-month
exclusive.
I wonder how long that Dark Souls remake is exclusive to the PS5 and not the PS4 too. Since they found that in the database for PlayStation.
Yeah, they did find that in the database, but like they found the Halo campaign in the database for the Halo Infinite flight. Oh my God, that was bad.
Ooh-wee.
Yeah, that's terrible. Anyways, we have come to the end of the show, people. That's it. We've got an hour in.
An hour.
Talk. Yeah, that's all I do here.
It flies. It flew by.
Time flies by, especially when you're having fun. Had a lot of fun with you today, Dealer. Always do, man. We talk all the time, and I appreciate you. I just got to say, you're honestly one of my good friends, one of my best friends, and in real life as well. You've always been there for me at my lowest and everything else, and I really appreciate you, man. And a lot of people don't know who the real Dealer is. I do, and you're a phenomenal person. Thank you for coming on today, man. I really appreciate it.
I appreciate that. It's so nice. And I agree, man. Getting to know Fonz, chat, a lot of you guys have been rocking out with me for a long time, and you know Fonz quite well by this point. But Fonz is a great guy that, again, very content driven and engagement. He just loves to see you guys in the chat and the comments and checking out his stuff, and just keep them going, keep them moving. We've been pushing Fonz to do this, and I just love seeing it happen. So, if you haven't, subscribe, hit the like button, all that stuff, tell a friend, retweet it. And we know shit's dead out there right now. But we do appreciate, every one of you that do check it out. That's why you don't see people like me bitching if something doesn't do well. All you guys bothered to check it out. That means something. So, just thank you for what you do. Seriously.
Yeah. Thank you. And I want to remind everybody, you can find me on all the streaming platforms out there, whether it be Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, or Spotify. Go ahead and give me a listen out there if you want, if you don't want to come to the show. And also you can listen to this on demand right here on YouTube later. So anyways, folks, I want to tell you guys that, I appreciate you guys that show up every weekend. It really means a lot to me. And I will definitely see you next week. And I will announce the guest on Tuesday. Actually, I'll announce it today.
Yeah.
The guest is going to be Dustin Furman, of course, of Last Stand Media. He will be on my show next week. So we will definitely be diving more into the PlayStation side of things and getting a lot of talk there about that. So
that'll be fun.
There's a lot of stuff to get into about PlayStation that I haven't really been able to speak on that much because I've had a lot more Xbox guests than PlayStation. You guys may not think I am, but I am definitely a hardcore fan of both platforms. So I don't own a PlayStation 5 just because I want to see it sit there collecting dust. I like to play games.
You should have heard him hoisting that thing out of the box. He needed a crane and shit.
Yeah, as soon as I picked it up, I was like, man, this thing is a huge, you know what. Anyway, yeah, thanks for coming out, guys. Until next week, game on.